Hi guys, in the last video we looked at the basics of kipping, and now what we're going to do is look at how you can strengthen the kip, the gymnastics kip. Mainly that's going to focus on three key positions. We talked about them briefly in the last video. One is the ability to have active shoulders, active and passive shoulders, and have scapular control. The second are the hollow and the arch position that we talked about. So the first thing we're going to do is look at two drills to help you with your active and passive shoulders.
Yep.
Great, so we're going to look at some pull-ups or scapular pull-ups first, guys. And what that means basically is I'm going to start completely relaxed. I'm going to get up on the bar and just hang. I'm going to let my shoulders pretty much come up to my ears. And then without bending my arms at all, you'll see I'm going to retract my shoulder blades and pull myself up into this active shoulder position. So I'll do a few on the bar and you can see what I mean, hopefully. So I'm totally relaxed and I'm going to pull down with straight arms, active shoulders, relax again. Pull down, relax. Notice how I'm not bending my arms. So the next one, the drill we're going to look at is scapular push-ups. Same principle, but now instead of moving vertically, we're moving slightly more horizontally, and I'm going to instead protract and retract my shoulders in the top of a press-up position. I'll show you what we're looking like. It's the exact same principle as on the bar, learning to control the shoulders and be active. So the first part is, what I want to do is I want to think about getting into this press-up position, and then I'm going to try and push the ground away as far as I can from me, so you can see my shoulders are what we call protracted. And then without bending my arms again, I'm going to let my shoulders sink all the way back and retract and squeeze my shoulder blades together, and then push the ground away. Retract the shoulder blades, push the ground away, retract the shoulder blades, push, retract, push, retract, push. Now we've looked at what active and passive shoulders kind of means, and you can work on strengthening those two movements. You need to be able to do loads of those. We're going to look at the hollow and the arch position. First, we'll start with the hollow. Lots of different ways we can do it. We'll go through the most basic, and then we'll work up to a full active hollow body hold and hollow rocks. So the first one I'm going to do is this bent hollow hold. And the main focus really is I'm along the ground. I'm going to bring my knees up to my chest. Okay, I'll feel already my lower back pressing into the ground, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and reach my shoulders up and get as much of my upper back off the floor as possible and hold. Now for a lot of people this can be quite challenging in the core already, okay, and so I'll hold here, really focusing on pressing my lower back into the ground. Now there's lots of different progressions for this one. The first one will be looking towards my more active hollow body hold. What we're going to do for that is look at extending our legs either individually or together. Maintaining, and what's important is that once we start to extend at the knee, we need to maintain our lower back pressing to the ground, as some people will tend to arch. So here I am again, I'm up, active, bent, hollow hold, keeping my lower back pressed into the ground. I'm going to point one leg out and bring my knee back, point the other leg out, bring my knee back. Maybe I've got good at those, so now I can point both feet out, keeping my chest up and lower back pressed into the ground. From there, if I'm getting good now, maybe I can start to bring my hands back over my head into an active hollow hold, with my back still pressed into the ground. What can tend to happen is people tend to arch, their lower back comes off the floor once they start to extend overhead, so we really need to keep up in this banana shape, this hollow shape. And that way we'll know we're doing a good hollow hold. Once you've got good at hollow holds, 20, 30 seconds, a minute even, we're going to go from there. We're going to start looking at hollow rocks. And what's important about the hollow rock is that we keep in the same position and we don't break at the shoulder or the hip. We're not moving independently, we're moving as one active position. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to get into an active hollow body hold, and I'm going to rock from my upper to lower back. So, active hollow hold, and then I'm rocking, keeping the same shape, and what I'm not doing is going shoulders, hips, and breaking independently. And those really are going to be drills that we need to be able to do to strengthen our kip.
Okay.
So next, now we've looked at the hollow body hold, we're going to look at the arch position. And there's not quite as many scales for this one, but the principle is the same, except I'm going to be on my front. And what I'm looking at doing is squeezing my glutes to push my hips into the ground, and then create this banana shape, but with my hips in the ground and my chest and feet off the floor. A lot of people though, the focus needs to be on the glutes and not just lifting the chest or the feet off the ground, even though that is the goal of what we're trying to do. You need to make sure that you're activating kind of in the right way. And so I'll just give you a demo of those. What we're going to do is get onto our front. I'll go this way. Get onto our front. Like I say, I'm going to have my hands extended out in front of me, and I'm thinking about squeezing my hips into the ground. Squeeze hips into the ground. And what I'm not just doing is thinking about, I'm not just trying to lift my back off the ground as high as I can. I'm thinking about squeezing my hips into the ground. Now, depending on your mobility, some people will have a much greater angle, a much bigger hollow arch position, than others. Mine's not massive because of my mobility, but you can see that what I'm not doing is just lifting straight up. I'm trying to squeeze and stay in this active position. And relax, squeeze, active, relax, squeeze, active, relax. In the same way we can do hollow holds, hollow rocks, we can also do what we call Superman or woman rocks. Again, squeezing the glutes and then trying to move as one active position and not independently by just throwing the shoulders or the feet up. So here I go. I'm going to get into my Superman hold, squeeze, and then I'm going to gently rock. Like so. And what you'll find is that in both of these drills, you're having to stay extremely active and really working hard. And what it's going to do is translate onto the bar when you're looking to do your kipping, because that's what we're looking to do, right? We're looking to strengthen our kip. And so if you can't do these positions well, or at least understand them, then there's no real point jumping on the bar and start swinging around trying to do some kipping. We need to get the basics down of understanding active shoulders, the hollow and the arch positions, and then really we should be progressing onto the bar. So this test, to see if we have control on the bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up, I'm going to do some small kip swings, nice and tight, really controlled, and then I'm going to start to make the swings bigger and last ever so slightly longer by hitting a greater hollow and a greater arch. And what that shows is the ability to control how big they are, how big the kip is. And then the next thing is, once I've gone small, gone big, gone small again, I should be able to stop at any point. If someone just went stop, you should be able to just stop without swinging and kind of be in a dead hang. So I'll jump up and I'll show you what I mean. Here we go. Up on the bar, first things first, active shoulders. What I'm going to do now is some nice tight kips. So, nice and tight, nice and small. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my kips slightly bigger to show I have the control to do so. I'm going to come back to slightly smaller and then stop. Dead, pretty much, okay? And that's a good way to see if your client or yourself has control in the kip. Hope you enjoyed the video.